And while we talk about Russia's intensifying aerial attacks on Ukraine, we must also ask, what exactly is fueling them? Rather, who is fueling them? The answer, according to reports, is China. China, which publicly claims to be neutral in this war, is silently powering Russia's drone war machine. And reports say that with China's help, Russia has more than tripled its drone production, more than tripled. And now the president of Ukraine is striking back by ordering sanctions on Chinese firms that supply parts for Russia's deadly drones. In fact, analysts from the Institute for the Study of War saying Chinese engineering know-how is crucial to Russian drone manufacturing, and that Chinese-made components have been found in UAVs shot down over Ukraine. On Tuesday, the Russian Prime Minister announced that Russia has more than tripled its planned drone production volumes for 2025. And he credited this to greater state funding and support for producers, including civilian companies. ISW says this boost in drone output is enabling Russia's nightly strikes on civilian targets and increasing attacks on Ukrainian frontline positions. Here's how. Drones are now being used to strike frontline and rare positions. They destroy Ukrainian ground lines of communication, artillery and rocket systems. And according to another war monitor, Ukraine-based Frontelligence Insight has reported that over 28,000 Shahid variant drones were launched by Russia on Ukraine. Since the war first started, over 2,700 drones, 10% of that total, launched in June 2025 alone. In fact, between February and April this year itself, Russia produced an average of 60 ground drones per day. That's about 1,850 drones per month. Ukraine's commander-in-chief, meanwhile, has said that Russia launched nearly 2 times more missiles and drones in the month of June as compared to May. And several reports are saying that Russia's defense industry has also worked closely with Chinese companies throughout the war, even as Western sanctions target drone components. In May 2023, a Russian delegation to China established AeroHit, a joint venture with a Chinese university. The AeroHit plant is located in a Russian city called Khabarovsk. It's reportedly on track to produce 10,000 drones per month in 2025. 10,000. And just last month, it reportedly requested $90 million from Russia's defense ministry in order to expand production. And reports say AeroHit relies heavily on Chinese engineers to mass produce its FPV drone Velis, which is being used extensively in the Kherson region. Now, for the unversed, FPV drones are basically drones that allow the pilots to see what the drone sees in real time through a camera that's mounted on the drone, typically via goggles or a monitor. Ukraine's main military intelligence directorate, HUR, reports that 60 to 65% of components in the Russian ground drones are Chinese in origin. Last week itself, the Security Service of Ukraine, the SPU, confirmed that drone wreckage in Kiev contained parts from Chinese firm Suzhou ECOD Precision Manufacturing. And now there are reports suggesting that a new type of Chinese Wi-Fi router was found installed on the Russian Gerber drones shot down in Ukraine. But China's double speak on the war, in a way, should come as no surprise at the same time. While Beijing presents itself as a potential peacemaker, its actions seem to tell a completely different story. China denies providing military support to Russia. But remember, this year also saw allegations of Chinese nationals fighting alongside Russian troops in Ukraine, a claim that Beijing denied, by the way. And then earlier this month, the Chinese foreign minister even told the EU's top diplomat that China cannot accept Russia losing the war, as it would allow the US to focus fully on China. What does all of that tell you? To us, it sounds like China does not want the war to end. You see the contradictions? Just before the war started in 2022, the Chinese President Xi Jinping had declared a no-limits partnership with Moscow. And since then, The political and economic ties between the two sides have only strengthened. And in response, Zelensky has ordered sanctions on 5 Chinese companies. Parts from these firms were found in Shahid drones used in the July 4 attack on Kiev. Zelensky's office saying that these companies have supplied goods to Russian defense-linked firms under sanctions in both 2024 as well as 2025. And now Ukraine is working with international partners to basically push for wider sanctions on Chinese suppliers.